Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Get videos today from the Modern King. Woman commits paternity fraud and instantly regrets it. Please excerpt them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Your Honor, that is his baby. And I can't wait, because the devil is a liar and this is Lucifer, so stop.
Well, you might be the devil then. We'll see.
I am without a doubt 100% certain that he is my son's father. Not only was I only sleeping with him, we were actually working on our relationship. We already have a child from a previous situation. We got back together. We're working on us.
At the time that Jill was conceived, we were not having no type of intercourse. We were not cool at the moment.
He went out and got 3 pregnancy tests, made me take all of them. They were all positive. And he was like, well, that's not my baby.
This is what it was. She was trying to get back with me, but I wasn't. So she probably felt like if we have a child, we might work out.
If he has any doubt.
That was a baby trap for sure. All right. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew she got pregnant by some other Ray and Pookie. She was like, oh, I need this guy to take care of the bills.
You know, I carried the baby. I birthed the baby. If you have any doubts, go ahead. I don't mind making you look stupid. That's why I'm here now.
Okay, so your point is I'm tired of hearing the denial. If you want a DNA test, let's take it now because I know you're the father.
Exactly.
Mr. Lee, you are not the father.
Told y'all.
Hold up.
I already knew it. I told
Satan's evil.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know God's plan.
Who else?
I don't know God's plan. Yeah, we don't know either, but we knew your plan.
It was you that was...
Did you just inject God in this?
I did not put him in this. I'm just saying.
Being on social media, I have spent years just reading thousands and thousands and thousands of comments and DMs from other women who've gone through divorce. And whenever I get this question, why didn't you get half? It just makes my brain explode. I didn't get half because statistically women get screwed over in divorce. Lies! Period. As a stay-at-home mom, I didn't have money for a divorce attorney. I had a terrible divorce attorney. I put most of my attorney's fees on a credit card that I'm still paying off today.
More lies, because usually the husband or the breadwinner pays those attorney fees.
Had all the money, so he had incredible representation. Here's some statistics that my crap divorce attorney shared with me. Less than 40% of child support ever gets paid, and when it does, it's usually not on time. Some of it takes years to collect. Deceptions! Less than 17% of spousal maintenance alimony gets paid.
Every day, more lies.
The men who went to prison because they couldn't afford the child support and alimony say that statistic is fake.
I spent more on my crappy divorce attorney than I got in the one alimony payment that my ex-husband made and child support in the first 3 years after my divorce.
Men get screwed the most. Then the divorce lawyer screws the woman who just screwed their husband. The people who profit most from divorce are the lawyers who get a very big chunk of the assets they are able to steal from the husband. That's why divorce is a $50 billion industry.
Jeez.
It took 3 years before I broke even from what I spent on my crap attorney. And I hear the same thing from so many women. Very seldom do I have a woman who says, oh, I got half in the divorce. I was taken care of. The court ordered him to pay the attorney's fee.
Even if they were, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to say it in that manner. They're going to still make themselves sound like a victim.
And my life is great because I get alimony and child support. I literally never hear that.
Good. You should never hear that.
You should.
Unfortunately, I do. And this happens a lot. Under no circumstance should a man have his life ruined just because you want a divorce. You want half his stuff, alimony, child support, and for him to pay your attorney fees? Did you ever consider what that would do to him? Or do you not care?
Nope.
If you tried getting a job, rather than trying to use your ex-husband as a financial slave, you wouldn't be in this situation.
So here's specifically why I didn't
get
half of everything in my
too
divorce.
strong.
Because
We don't care.
he immediately drove to the bank, took out all of the money, every single penny that was in his bank account, and I never recouped it. The court didn't give it back to me.
They didn't give you any of it because it isn't yours. Who put the idea that men's money was also theirs in their heads? It doesn't work like that, especially when you didn't contribute to any of it.
Within 3 days of our marriage ending, I would be at Trader Joe's and not be able to pay for a $43 bag full of groceries. The day after that, I would have to walk to a neighbor's house and ask if they could give me a $20 bill that I'd never be able to pay back so that I could put gas in my car and drive my kids to school.
If you divorce your husband who pays for everything, you would need to get a job. Or were you planning on him still funding your life, even though you divorced him?
A working spouse should be legally obligated to put money into a savings account for their stay-at-home partner that becomes the property of just that stay-at-home partner should they divorce.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Because this system of depending on a crazy ex-husband who wants you not even to be here anymore and definitely doesn't want to pay you a penny, and that's the guy who's supposed to pay your rent, it's ridiculous.
He's not responsible for paying your rent. You're a grown adult who's responsible for yourself, but you'd rather complain about him not having to fund your life than get a job to fund your own life.
Let me just tell you something. I don't know what the deal is with, men now.
What is wrong with men this time?
But I had told him prior that I will be having pre- and post-date expenses, and is that okay, and are you going to cover them?
Yes, there's nothing quite so charming as a woman charging a man for her time.
I don't know if he wasn't listening or, what the deal was or whatever.
Maybe he thought one was kidding, joking around, because who would honestly take that amount of entitlement seriously?
But when I handed him the white envelope, he looked shocked.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
And he opened it, and it's receipts. Hello. Pre-post-date expenses. Hello. What kind of females do you be dating?
Probably the type that don't normally charge by the hour.
So I handed it to him, and he literally looked shocked at me and said, I can't cover this. It was $478 for pre- and post-date expenses.
In terms of great investment...
Yeah, my math is fucking... That's like $1,000 date almost. What the fuck is going on there?
Ideas, something that comes off in less than 2 minutes of soap is not the best thing to invest $478 in.
You asked me on a date, and mind you, we really didn't even have that good a conversation because he was on his phone the whole time, and I have a very strict no phone policy on dates. Hello, you're here to pay attention to me. Look at all the effort that I had to put into going on this date, and now you have a problem with pre- and post-date expenses?
If only some individuals put the same amount of effort into their personalities as they did to their outward appearances, some might not be on their phones.
True.
Get this straight. There's women out here that expect men to be making $300,000 a year, working 30 hours a week so they can be home by 4 p.m. so then they can help with the household chores, the cooking, the cleaning, and all of the labor-intense jobs that women do. If that's not unrealistic enough, in between all of that and getting that bag with 30 hours, he's expected to create a Disneyland movie with rose petals on the bed, trips planned and dates planned 24/7 so she can post it on Instagram to get the fulfillment and validation from other people. If that's not unrealistic enough, then men are expected to give up all of their hobbies, all of their interests, and only be interested in her. And this is all while he simultaneously gives up all of his dreams, all of his aspirations, and only picks jobs that cater to the bag that she's looking for. As if all of that
Sounds like my marriage.
That is not unrealistic enough. He's also expected to never look at another woman or even glance in her direction or like any pictures on Instagram. Meanwhile, she is allowed to post her butt cheeks on the internet and get all of the validation either from men or other women. So when he has expectations and boundaries, it doesn't matter if she doesn't respect them, but he's supposed to respect her 24/7 with little to nothing in return. And the funny thing is that even when this man tries to give her everything and he becomes more emotionally in tune by going to therapy and doing all of the things that she asks, she's going to consistently change the goalpost so it makes it impossible. Not only are her unrealistic expectations impossible to meet, he'll meet them every single step of the way and it's still never going to be good enough. And she'll end up cheating with some Joe Schmo down the street that has no job and no car because he was emotionally available and he was able to give her the things that he couldn't emotionally.
Comments always say in the below, every single divorce, it's always the husband's fault. The husband is some evil mastermind that's been manipulating and controlling and, financially abusing and, physically abusing and mentally abusing and all this bullshit when they're just not happy because they're unhappy. Please extend the hello. I really appreciate that. I could use next time to chat.